Teddy, it's a pleasure. Today we're doing the button map off. This is official 2022, and we've got some of the greatest Mario characters versus the greatest Sonic characters known to man. Teddy, how are you?
Geez, Spence, it's great to be here. We got a showdown and a show off, and we got a lot of show offs here. We know those Mario characters, we know those Sonic characters. They got big brains and big bulk, and they're about to put it to the test in this year's Olympic face-off, 2022 Winter Olympics. The battle is yet to be waged, but before it's waged, where can the viewers place their wagers?
They're going to want to check out the button mappers on YouTube, and they're going to go on there and click the subscribe button when they find it. They're going to click the like on every video that they see.
Yeah.
And they're going to leave a comment on who should have won each event, even though technically they probably already did that.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Spence. And you know what else is a great idea that the viewers would be remiss not to follow is checking out the Discord, where they can get all the post-gameplay commentary in the Discords from Terry. Yeah. And also, if, for the visually impaired, well, they may want to check out the, the Spotify and the Apple Podcast. We don't discriminate, you know?
I was talking to Mario earlier today. We're back in the locker room. He said that his people were more determined than they've ever been.
Wow.
And I'm talking more determined than in Dino Land.
Uh-huh.
More determined than they were in the Mushroom Kingdom. They have not been this determined probably ever.
Wow.
To win
Interesting.
this.
Yeah, Nintendo loves to crush Sega. We do know that. And, those Sonic characters, they got an uphill battle. In fact, they got a green hill battle. But you know what? It's going to be a battle. And I'm excited to see what they have to offer.
We've got a little presentation to kick things off. We've got the trailer for the Olympics. Are you ready to watch that?
I've been waiting for this moment since back in, the sporting school.
All right. Let's take a look.
Whoa. Long jump. Oh, it's the battle of the big ones. November. Sports month, baby.
Excellent.
Boarding is back. River rafting. Roller balling. Hair doing. Teach knows Taekwondo. Let's go. More like Taekwondo.
Yeah. Now, we will not be seeing any of these events.
Not even one.
Not. Oh, well, hold on. Whoa!
Oh! World Cup. Amy's the crowd favorite, to my knowledge.
Now, you'll notice that specifically said 2019. You can ignore that because this is
Absolutely.
actually for 2022. That was a typo
Yeah.
that they told me about.
But some of those events were actually popular. They were brought back. It just seemed to slip my memory that they were in the, previous Olympics. But, here at the Button Map Off, this is a tradition, one that we intend to continue. So I suggest you overlook my mistakes.
Yeah. Well, next year we'll get it right. That's okay. We're going to move forward. We've got 7 amazing events to talk about today. I am just absolutely pumped. How about you, Teddy?
Man, I'm just frothing at the mouth. Excitement.
Excitement is the key. Should we jump into the first event?
Well, let's jump right in as classic Mario fashion. I know he's the crowd favorite here. Let's get a good zoom on that. We want to see all the action up close. Let's get a dramatic opening for the first event, but you might want to try the Control Plus hotkeys before we do. Wow, look at that zoom. This is what you're here for, folks. You're here for that high quality technology. And we have it. We have it. We have a professional zoom in. The first event, Spencer, tell us all about it.
We have a heavyweight wrestling match. It's a steel cage match between 2 heavyweights. And I mean, these guys are big. I'm talking Bowser versus Dr. Robotnik.
Bowser big. Oh boy. You don't mess with the oversized Bowser. Previous Mario matches have shown us that.
Absolutely not. Bowser, started with the beginning of Mario, going all the way back to the Super Mario Bros. Way back at the beginning in the 80s, and has carried on all this time through these years. He's done so much. He's been in every game. He's been the villain of all time. He's been a good guy
Yeah.
in games. He's
Yeah.
really done it all.
We've really dug into the inside story of Bowser. And, there's a lot that, meets the eye and a lot that doesn't. So, Bowser, carry on, our wayward friend.
But let's not give short change to Mr. Eggman, Dr. Robotnik. He's been in it pretty much as long as Bowser has. And he's got a big butt, big lower center of gravity.
Yeah.
But he has the advantage that he's a bit of a tech whiz.
That's true.
And he could probably bring some of that into the wrestling ring today.
Yeah, I think the online community has really latched on to the size of his butt as well. But not to be understated, he is a master of technology, and he's a man of many aliases. Aliases, I'm not sure. I studied sports.
Yeah. I think it's pronounced Alays. I think the I is like a silent I.
I love those chips.
Yes. We're not brought to you by that. That's a free sponsorship right there. Thank you, Teddy.
Yeah, well, we're open to more, Liz.
All right, here comes Bowser. He's coming down the ramp.
Wow.
He looks pretty excited.
You see, I think he's using that smash move.
Yes, he is. He learned that in Super Smash Bros.
Really learn how to smash.
Very imposing with the shell.
That's true.
Oh, here he comes, Dr. Robotnik, recently played by none other than Jim Carrey in a biopic.
Yeah, not to be confused with the current Robotnik. That was the impersonation, the imposter Robotnik. But here we have the real deal. That's what they called him in college, from what I know. He was actually the real deal because he gave you real deals on, drones. If you wanted to pick up a drone to just, start flying around the campus and take pictures, well, Robotnik had you covered. He was the master of mischief. That was another nickname of him. Aliases. Allays. That's what it is. Allays.
Allays.
Yes, allays.
Bowser's kicking it off. They're doing a quick grapple. And we're having a little battle of strength. Looks like Bowser's overpowering him a little bit on this one. Oh,
yeah.
And he knocked him over.
Whoa. What's he going to do next? Is he going to go in the corner of the ring, go for the jump shot? That's what they call it, right? What do they call it when you stand on the wires and then you do the jump where you really body slam an opponent?
Well, we call it a turnbuckle, Teddy. And you stand on the turnbuckle and you can do one of many things. If you're honoring the great Macho Man Randy Savage,
yeah,
you do an elbow drop. If you want to do some of the more modern stuff, you'd probably do a moonsault, or if you were really bold, a shooting star press. I don't expect that from Bowser.
That's really impressive. I don't know if Bowser can pull it off either. But you know what they say about knowledge? Knowledge is power. So I'm really great that you told me about the turnstile.
Turnstile. Close enough, Teddy. Bowser went for the moonsault, surprising everybody. Remnants of Bam Bam Bigelow. Unfortunately, Dr. Robotnik moved out of the way.
Wow.
And he came crashing down to the mat.
Robotnik on the crash. He's really crash landing. And, I think he's putting up a good fight. I think Bowser is the crowd favorite. If you listen closely, you can hear the cheers. Hoorah! Go Bowser! Bow, 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 bow.
Now, Teddy, are they saying Bowser or Bozo?
Oh,
Joner?
Well, see, that was his son's nickname, but that was post-college, in the post-college days where he was in the dad life. We've done Dad Month here on the Button Mappers. It would be really cool if we did a dad button map off. We could do Bozo versus Bowzo. I'd really like to see, really, what would the community decide? Would they go with the Bowser or the Bozo? If they were to claim the title for Bowser, what would they want?
The clash of father versus son, probably on the next episode. But for now, Dr. Robotnik, he's pulling out one of his robots and he's throwing it at Bowser.
What? Is this illegal? Will the judges stand for this, or will Phoenix Wright come and scream, "I deject you"?
Bowser ate the robot.
What?
I don't think anybody saw that coming. His digestive system must be on fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to bust out the DS. We got to really go. We got to dig deep. We got to find out what's going on inside Bowser's story.
Where's Mario and Luigi when you need them? Sonic is on the outside, actually cheering on Dr. Robotnik. Did you ever think you would see Dr. Robotnik and Sonic on the same team?
I mean, usually, like when Robotnik goofs up or something, and then like suddenly his creation is taken over. Yeah, I feel like Sonic would jump to like be on the same team, and they have to like pool their resources. And then at the end, Robotnik's like, "Well, haha, I'm gonna get you next time, Sonic." And then he just like blows up, like Animaniac style. Is that Animaniacs?
Yeah.
That's Bugs Bunny. Yeah, I'm getting everything wrong today. Whoa, got some comments floating in.
Got some comments. Terry309 says, I love how Sonic is already losing on the first round.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's Robotnik, but he is from Sonic, so he represents the inferior game franchise. Bowser is great. He sits on people. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Terry, we all got our fantasies, you know? I mean, if you like being sat on by Bowser, I definitely am not one to judge, you know? Let it out. Be proud. You know, you're endowed to have Bowser sit on you.
That's one man's fetish. BioPhoenix says, I say Robotnik because he manages to make huge machines and he can talk shit, that's censored, while being smart. Bowser is a bit of a dummy. Plus, he was played by Jim Carrey, who is way cooler than Jack Black.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. Well, next time we'll have a button map off with Jim Carrey and Jack Black and see who wins. You know, we got to leave it up to the community. We're all about community here at the Button Mappers. So this is really, this is a close one. I can see why you would vote either side. They both put up a great fight. I'm at the point where I think I'm going to put my vote in, and I think just while I'm really appreciative of Robotnik and how much of a fight he's put up, I think Bowser is just bringing the aggression, and he's withstanding the hits. He's just looking supreme in this bout.
Well, I think it's clear Bowser has swallowed and fully digested that robot because now he's spitting fire out, which I didn't think was legal in a match like this, but it's cooking Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
He's looking a little charred.
Yeah. Yeah, we got charred robots. I don't think they function after you throw them in the fire. What's this? Bowser shitting out the Robotnik on Robotnik's face. Terry, your fetish might just come true after all.
It elevated his fetish to an 11. You gotta if you're gonna sit on people, the shit is the only thing that can make it better, and I think we've seen that today.
Wow. Some things you just don't think you'll see in a lifetime, but here at the Button Map Off, anything's possible.
Well, Terry, I hope you're happy because it looks like Bowser has come out on top.
Wow. Not just Bowser, it's Wowzer. He won with an astonishing, what is that? I can't read.
62%.
Way to go. Bowser, you are now the heavyweight champion for the 2022 Button Map Off Annual Olympics. We're proud of you.
Great match. My heart is skipping on that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who was going to win there.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great first sport. I wonder what the rest of the night's got in store for us. A lot of good sporting events, a lot of good, promo material on Discord, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, you just don't want to miss out on these Button Map Off moments. Speaking of which, Alex is now, it's not here for the Mario and Sonic face-off, but he's here in spirit. You may see him throw a couple comments in. Alex, that one goes out to you.
I was talking to Alex earlier today. He said he couldn't be more excited. He is mostly interested in the hot dog eating contest.
Wow, really? Did you talk to him about that in the locker room?
I did. I talked to him about it. He said that he could eat 50 hot dogs in 1 minute.
Really? I thought his event was going to be the fishing contest, but I guess I was wrong.
Well, we'll see. But round 2 of the Ultimate Sports Month Showdown begins. We're talking curling today.
Oh, boy. Bust out your hair dryer. Time to fix your curls.
Get those curls out. It's Kamek and Sticks. Can we get a quick bio on Kamek and Sticks?
Yeah, we can. I guess that's my cue to pull it up on my end of the screen. Kamek is a Super Mario character. He's old, yet powerful. It's an interesting contrast. You know, you don't usually put those two things together, old and powerful, but Kamek really mixes the best of both worlds. He is a magic Koopa, that's his racial species, advisor to Bowser. So, you know, in the old days of the monarchy, the kings and queens used to have advisors. Well, Kamek took on that role. He's high ranking in the Koopa troop, he's not to be underestimated. And arch enemy of Yoshi. Yikes. Well, Yoshi, you know, I think you might want to close your eyes for this one.
You know, I didn't know Yoshi had an arch enemy, so that's news to me.
I guess we got a deep seated rivalry. Maybe in the future we'll get a curl off or find a sport they can both be good at.
Well, he better look out because his opponent is none other than Styx the Badger, one of the main characters in the Sonic Boom series.
That
She's
series really boomed, you know?
She's a wacky anthropomorphic jungle badger, the only descendant of Jebediah Badger.
Whoa.
And she's a force of nature in every way. She's lived alone in the wilderness and is therefore new to friends, but she formed a strong bond with Team Sonic and joined them against Dr. Eggman, who we just saw lose to Bowser.
That's right. You know, I forgot about Jebediah Badger, but really, he's renowned for his work in the curling scene. I think it was in the '93 Olympics that he had set the world record for most curls.
Most curls.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and a lot of people think of it as a weightlifting curls, but he's actually doing curls, like in curling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, they're getting ready to go. Now, early favorites, we got Kamek, who's used to holding a wand and sticks. She grew up in the jungle, used to holding sticks. Who is your early pick for this, Teddy?
I'm not sure I even understand the sport. Maybe I need a little more background on it. Are we talking about iron here? Curling iron?
No. Well, you push, you get a stick and you shove a ball or like a disc on ice all the way down a lane. And the goal is to get it within a circle, within a series of circles. The closer to the center, the higher score you get. And you have to you scrub the ice on the way over to keep it nice and fresh.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So there's basically a hockey match.
It's basically a hockey match, Ted.
Okay, basically a hockey match. Well, okay, so I mean, if I was going to make a prediction on hockey, you know, I mean, while I think Kamek would do all right, I think Styx, you know, has the sticks, the hockey sticks, to really thwack a ball.
Well, it appears to be a match between magic versus athleticism. Kamek clearly has a magic old power attached to him, and Styx has, you know, grew up in the jungle and is wiry.
Yeah, it has the Jedediah Badger genealogy.
Yeah.
It's really about what you believe in. Do you side with magic or do you side with athletics? I mean, I think this might be an age-old debate. You know, do you put your heart in your head or do you put your heart in your muscles? What would Arnold say?
If we're listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm going to have to go with Styx. That's going to be my pick.
Yeah, Arnold has been known to, you know, speak. He has said things. He ran for governor once. So what does that mean? Not sure. But when it comes to Olympics, it is an athletic sport. So personally, I do lean towards Styx, you know, if I'm going in the match. Let's commentate on some of the action. Wow. Yeah. Kamek, he's getting the first stick out. And, you know, he's really dribbling it up the lane. Is that what you'd call it? Dribbling?
Not at all, Teddy. But it's okay. It's really just you're pushing it.
Okay.
You're really just pushing the thing over. But that's okay.
I understand. I'm pushing it a little bit, but you know.
You are.
Yeah.
But Kamek is using magic as we predicted to keep the ice fresh in front of the disc. Very smart play on his part. He's old, but also powerful. Remember that.
With age comes wisdom, and Kamek's applying it. So, yeah, I see him now melting the ice and making a waterfall. It looks like the skee ball is going a little too far past the target, though. Kamek, I think I just watch out about that a little bit.
He's past the red circle and is into the blue. It's a good score. Is it a great score? No, it isn't. Let's see if Styx can top him on this one.
A score nonetheless. All right, Styx is lining up for the skiing. hockey. I think that's what we've determined this is. So I can see like the crowd, they're booing Sticks. They're not Sonic fans, from what I can tell. I think that there's some animosity going on here. But fortunately, Yoshi's in the background. Oh no, Yoshi's throwing some shade too. But that's surprising because I thought Yoshi was the arch rival for Kamek here. Who's Sticks' arch rival?
Stones.
Stones. Yeah, I mean, I guess you need Sticks and Stones to really match the intensity in this sport. So Sticks is dribbling the ball up quite nicely. I know it's not dribbling, but I'm going to keep saying that. And is showing some prowess with the stick. But the question is, can Sticks stick the landing? And that I'm just not too sure about.
It's going to be tough. We got some comments from the viewers. BioPhoenix says, Kamek, because he's a wizard, Harry. Who's Harry?
Some German fellow.
German fellow.
Yeah.
TurboZone says, Kamek, more like Lamek.
I think that's supposed to be a play on Ligma.
Oh, the classic Ligma bit.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So he's busting out the Lamek balls.
It's close.
Yeah,
It means it's close to something.
it's Russian. It's the Russian Ligma.
Enigma, the Russian Ligma. Wow, what a match.
Yeah,
Neither of them hit the red circle, but they each got close.
that's true. From my vantage, it was a hard one to make out, but I do think that magic has prevailed. Contrary to Arnold's insights, Kamek has shown to be a master of the sticks, which makes sense because he is going up against the sticks, so he needs to internalize sticks as well.
This is where I'm going to disagree with you, Teddy. I think Sticks got closer, and I'm going to cast my vote. And we're going to find out just who won the curling championship. Oh, it was Kamek.
Wow. Kamek has not ceased to amaze. I guess it was a magic trick that was played on you to make you think that Sticks had indeed won. But Kamek is, in fact, high ranking in the Magic Koopa hierarchy.
He proved his mettle once again.
Speaking of metal, we love a good metal slime, me and Spencer. Big Dragon Quest fellows over here. So
Absolutely.
we're currently working on our Dragon Quest 6 archive. Brian will be very proud to hear about that, I know.
He absolutely will. One thing they don't have in Dragon Quest is fishing. But today we're going to look at a fishing championship. It's Lakitu and Big the Cat.
Whoa.
Down by the river.
I mean, if we're going on reputation, I think Big the Cat is known for fishing up a big haul.
Well, Lakitu has the advantage that he can literally fly anywhere. So if he sees a good spot in the middle of the river, he can get there very easily. Big the Cat, I think, has more of the endurance, more of the size, more of the strength.
It's very emotional for me, so, I sneezed. Let's get some character
Bless you
bios
on
on these characters. Thank you. I feel really blessed to see this event today. So, Lakitu, is that how it's pronounced? I always thought it was Lakitu. I guess there's no...
Your guess is as good as mine, Teddy.
All right, well, God bless you, our Koopas who ride clouds through the skies. I think I've seen some up there in my day. Back on the N64, I was known to spend often a day, and Lakitu was there, filming my every move. I was scared. Mostly dropping spiny eggs on the ground or near the player. That might be an effective strategy for catching a couple fish. We're going to see today. When defeated, their clouds can sometimes be ridden for a short amount of time. So I guess that the prize for this one, if Big wins, Big gets the cloud. Could you imagine for a moment with your mind, Big on a Koopa cloud?
Well, he's always on a cloud, in my opinion. Cloud 9.
This is true. There are 9 clouds in this match. Many of the sports game manuals, wow, we've got a crossover here, refer to Lakitu in the singular, indicating that there may only be a specific individual Lakitu involved. That's right, there was only one Lakitu in all of Mario history, and he was there for every one of the sporting events. And here he is today competing as a competitor in fishing. Very excited to see what he can pull up.
Excellent. Big the Cat is a character that appeared in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. He's a large purple anthropomorphic, aren't they all, cat who lives deep within Mystic Ruins. He got started in Sonic Adventure and has only gotten better ever since. He's one of Sonic's strongest allies, and this is going to help him today. He's an expert fisherman.
I told you, he's got the cloud, he's got the pedigree, you know. He's got a pedicure as well. His feet are looking awful nice here on the
They look great.
on the fishing boat. I think that Big will be a crowd favorite, but anything's possible. There is that Mario bias that has been all too well known and perpetuated throughout the years.
I talked to Big earlier about strategy
Yeah,
as they're casting their lines.
he is
here,
anthropomorphic, so that does make sense.
I talked to him a little bit about it, and I said, what do you do when you catch these fish? Do you toss them back in like a sportsman, or do you eat them? He said very clearly, I eat them. I eat all of them.
I eat fish. Yeah, I mean, listen, if there's one message you want to send to the kids, get your protein. So I think it's an honorable and admirable. Yeah,
He's the admiral of admirable.
that was also his nickname back in college. As for
Yes, it was.
Lakitu, I think that he's maybe people aren't seeing that. He has a lot of potential. I saw he wore his fisherman gear today. He's all suited up, got goggles on, ready to fish. And I think that the cloud may give him a nice vantage over the pond. What exactly are they fishing for today?
Looks like this pond has a lot of bass and cod and trout. And there's one shark.
Wow, the shark sounds like the big money. I think it's, if that specimen is caught, that could be an instant victory. I think we'd really be in for something today to see the shark get pulled up. But for now, I guess we're going to have to settle with some, small lunkers in the bass and the trout pond. So, yeah,
in
go on.
talking about this, how do you win the fishing championship? I don't know if we've established that.
Yeah, this is a good point. I think it's probably based on the size and the quality. You have a panel of judges that are eating the fish afterwards, and they tell you,
Oh, they're eating.
oh, yeah, it's raw, complete raw fish. And then they take a big bite out and they pass the fish down the table and they go, yeah, 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And I think they're going based on tanginess, the quality, the texture quality as you bite into the fish. And also, yeah, size counts. We got hungry judges. They've been just waiting to eat. We've been, keeping them hostage and not allowing them to eat. So, I think that they're really going to appreciate a bountiful meal. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. They are. If I could describe the judges with one word, it would be ravenous.
They're like ravens.
They're like ravens. We got some comments below. TurboZone says Big was made to fish. In the new game Sonic Frontiers, it's always nice to kick back and fish with Big. Earn some extra collectibles and take a breather. Fishing champ.
Fishing champ. Wow. Yep, that's the college name. And, I think that while he could be a good mentor, being a good mentor doesn't always translate into the fishing contest.
Yeah. Terry309 says Lakitu can fish go-karts out of water. Big the Cat is just fat and looks like an oversized rat.
Wow, we have some discrimination going on. I mean, listen, he could use some of that muscle, that body mass, to really pull in a couple of good catches. Lakitu may be lacking in what Big has in size.
Plus, the best character in Paper Mario 1, Lackilister, is a Lakitu. Now, that directly contradicts what you said earlier about there being only one Lakitu. So Terry might have his facts wrong here, but it is a Lakitu, and he reminds me of Spencer because he exact has the exact same attitude Spencer has. That's a little bit of a personal discussion going on there. I'm not sure what he means by that, but I'm sure we'll hear about that later.
Well, I think Lakitu had kids. It's just that
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't named after them. You know,
Gotcha.
Lakitu is known for fishing around, so I wouldn't be surprised by
Ooh.
this Terry fact.
You're saying he's getting some catches down at the local pub?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to underestimate him, but I think he really loves a good swim in the pond.
Ooh, excellent. Well, talking about swimming in the pond, they're both doing quite well. I've seen at least 3 fish per. I
Mm.
don't know how tasty those fish are. Our judges are watering at the mouth right now, ready to start eating, but we have not yet given them the go ahead to try out any of these fish yet.
That's true. Yep, they're still being tested for any chemicals and mud. We don't want them taking a bite of mud. I think they're going through the rinse and repeat process. So they rinse and then they rinse again and again. And also, the judges will brush their teeth in between fishes so they don't have lingering taste from the previous fish.
I think while we're tallying these results, it'd be a good time to say that we did lose a judge last year due to mercury poisoning, and
Yeah.
so I do feel sorry for that. We wish his family the best, but that's what happens in this sport. It's dangerous. Sometimes we lose them.
Yeah, I think we don't often value the judges and all of the work that they go through for the sport. I mean, it's a labor of love. You can tell their real commitment when they're willing to die simply for the love of the sport. And I mean, let's give it up for Gerald. I think Gerald has done his due service, his due diligence for the Olympic sport is fishing. And Gerald, your family is being you know compensated for the damages.
Yeah, we missed you, Gerald. I think we all can agree on that.
Well, Miss Gerald, Gerald, hallelujah.
Well, they've got the results now, and they're bringing the fish in. The judges are going at it. They're tasting it.
Really smacking those lips, taking a big bite of bass.
I
Yeah,
don't know how they do it. I wouldn't eat a fish unless it was cooked very thoroughly.
we got a score here. We got a score. The first score is a 3. This judge is not a
Ooh,
bass fan.
nope. Next one. This is Julie
Julie,
putting up her
thank you,
vote.
Julie.
She's saying, and this is in regards to a trout. She gives it a 6.
Wow, whose trout was that?
That was Big the cat.
Big the Cat's trout is quite the popular delicacy. Oh, what's this? We have a codfish now being passed down the table. This one is going to Smith. Smith takes a bite of the cod. Cod's or Smith's cod is a cod fish. He's giving it a solid 7. Seems to really
Wow.
like the flavor of cod. When's the last
Keep
time
up.
that you had a good cod?
You know, I don't eat a whole lot of fish, and if I do, it's probably a salmon, so nothing that they're fishing for today.
True.
But I had some cod a couple of years back, and I gotta say, did not like it.
Well, fish isn't for the faint of heart, so there's you got time to work on that, and maybe one day you'll see the light of cod.
That's a good one, Teddy. Uh, I'm gonna cast my vote. Have you cast yours?
I have not. I'm thinking that this has been an impressive bout. So, I think that while Lakitu did come in with the solid cod, Big has overall had a bigger haul. So I will go with Big the Cat.
My vote goes to Big as well, and Big the cat
Whoa!
narrowly defeats Lucky 2 in a very close battle.
There's a very small margin. I mean, if it didn't go to that, it would have gone to the comments, and it was a pretty even split. We would have had to go to a coin toss for that one.
Absolutely.
Big
Big
narrows.
taking home the trophy today and some of the fish, whatever was not eaten by our judges.
Yeah, it's true. I know he said he wanted that. He also gets Lakitu's cloud. So now you can see Big floating away on the horizon.
I'm surprised that cloud can support him. He is a very large cat.
I just wouldn't want to know what's in the cloud. I don't know what Lakitu's doing down there below the waist.
Good point. All right. Now we move on to the fourth round, and it's croquet.
This is the official halfway point for the Olympics. Tell us about this croquette.
Well, croquet is like a fancy golf for rich people. And you hit a ball with a hammer through or around pegs into holes. I
Yeah,
don't know a whole lot about croquet, honestly.
yeah, it sounds like a rich people sport. So,
Yeah.
speaking of rich people, we got a couple rich females on the contest today. First one is a princess. This is royalty. Coming out of the Mushroom Kingdom, we have Princess Peach, ready to whack a ball.
She's a constant abductee, and today she's taking care of herself. I think we're excited to see what she can do. Usually, I've seen her not with a hammer, but with a golf club.
Mm.
But we're gonna see how she does with an actual hammer.
Hopefully, she didn't make that mistake today. She does have her umbrella. She's ready for a bright and sunny day and a bright and sunny performance. Princess Peach, she's got history in this Mushroom Kingdom, but she's ready to prove her own. So, very excited to see what a princess can pull off. Speaking of princesses, many furry people tend to look at this character as one. It's Amy, or in their eyes, Princess Amy.
Yeah, she's known as Rosie the Rascal.
Wow.
Her name is Amy Rose, full name. Is a character that appears in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. It looks like her first appearance was Sonic the Hedgehog CD.
Mm. Yeah, I think she was a J-pop idol back in the day, so she was singing a lot of songs, and she sold her first CD album, and people were really impressed, and she gained a cult following after that. While Princess Peach was born into royalty, Amy has earned her royalties.
She wields the Pico Pico hammer. It's a cute name for a hammer, I think. Pretty cool.
Remember, we have to erase our biases for this one, Spencer. So while you may be a fan of the Pico Pico, we're doing this from an objective standpoint.
Oh, I never like to let anything weigh on my opinion on these. I think this is going to be one hell of a croquet championship. I don't know if either of us know how the score works in croquet, but we're going to try our best.
I think it's the first to finish, the first one to get through all the pegs and all the holes. Croquet was an interesting sport. I think it originated from the concept of horseshoes. I think horseshoes would have been a good match for this today. But basically, they take the horseshoe and they stick it in the ground and they'd be like, I really want to put something through that hole. And they just couldn't figure out what. And then eventually they were like, you know what? I have this hammer right here. If I just bend down and I take this little ball-like shape and then I hit it, thwack a ball, and, you can really do some damage. Who were you talking to in the locker room today?
Well, I was talking to Amy because I am a furry. That's a weird thing about me, but that's what you should know is that I am a furry and I like Amy. Princess Peach is a little too humany for me. I like the anthropomorphic creatures.
Mm. I mean, speaking English is a plus.
Sonic has them in spades. And I was talking to her about her hammer. I said, look, the hammer's great, but aren't you afraid you're going to be a little too powerful today? And she said, I know how to hold back, and I know how to aim this hammer so it doesn't just smash things into oblivion. I can be very gentle. I said, I hope you can.
Aim is part of the game, and it's also part of her name. It's not just Amy without a reason. She's really aiming the ball. And so I think we're looking forward to big things from Amy. I know Big the Cat was in the previous contest, but some of that bigness it revolves around the Sonic community. There's a lot of big personalities there.
Absolutely. Princess Peach doesn't have a whole lot to say usually, and it's very, very surface level discussions I've had with her. Just like, how are you? How do you think you're going to do? And it's always, it's just whatever. Doesn't really tell me a whole lot what's going on up there in the skull.
I think for the most part, she's always talking something about Mario. And it's often distracting from the point of, some of her hidden talents. I think a lot of people underestimate Princess Peach. She had a cameo on the Nintendo DS where she played a super character.
Yeah, and it was entirely based on her having PMS, if I believe if I remember correctly.
Great learning experience for the kids. Back to croquet. I love a good croquet. If I go to the bakery, and I'm looking for you know, a nice little savory bread dish, I ask them for a croquet, and they usually go, "What's that?"
Teddy. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's not what we're talking about here today. That is something completely different. We're talking about crochet, where they have to knit together a nice sweater that I think at the end we judge who has the better sweater.
Oh, I love a good knitting contest, but it looks like they're on the field, so I think we're both wrong.
Hmm.
Amy's really gotten a couple thwacks in there, and I can see her striding up the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a natural at this sport. But Peach is playing on the neighboring croquet lounge, and I think while she's taking her time, her form is actually quite excellent.
Yeah. I like it when she bends over and tries to hit that ball. I wonder if we can get like a replay of that. Maybe just send it to me later. Steve, please. Thank you. Okay. And it looks like Amy might be ahead right now.
Oh, Amy has stuck her head in between the horseshoe. I'm not sure she can make her way out of this. It's a shame she's only got two left. We got some comments flowing in.
BioPhoenix says Amy managed to do some useful things in the games. I'm not sure what that means, BioPhoenix. Was that a comment? Are you pro Amy or anti Amy when you say that?
Yeah, because that could either be overvaluing or undervaluing her abilities. She managed to do a lot in the games, so she doesn't have a lot left, or she managed to do a lot in the games, so it shows she's versatile. I'm just not sure.
Teddy, I see that you snuck your way into the comments here.
Yeah, if you'll notice, I was on my phone. I just wanted to test it and make sure it was working.
Sonic characters getting pity points.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people have been underestimating the Sonic team, and so I feel like they're now voting for Amy as some kind of like, well, I didn't really vote for any of them, so I got to give at least one to this girl Amy or something. And maybe there's some anti-Peach bias. I think they don't like blondes in this community. It's very strange.
True. Turbozone says, sorry, Peach. Amy is a powerhouse with that hammer. I've seen her make tornadoes with that thing. Peach would probably have a Toad play for her. Now, I've got some questions on what he's just said. Peach would have a Toad play for her or just have Toad play for her? What did he mean?
Are we talking animals or are we talking gentlemen and scholars? Because there is a distinguishing, factor between toads and toad.
Absolutely. You're going to have to clarify that for us, Alex, a.k.a. Turbo Zone. Turbo. Well, it looks like they've wrapped it up.
Wow, and it looks like they've got a very close match as they are thwacking their last balls. And, I think I will throw... It was so hard to tell that last one. I'm going to have to give it to Amy.
I will as well. And let's see how it all panned out. Wow. We've got a draw. The judges cannot determine who wins this match.
I told you it was a close thwack. Amy's good with the hammer, and Peach, she's playing a consistent and a steady game, so I think we can really respect what she's accomplished out there today.
I'm not sure what BioPhoenix means, but I'm going to say it's pro Amy.
Yeah, that's pro
and
Amy.
I believe yours was pro Amy.
No, mine was pro Peach.
Oh, I get it. Yes, yours was technically pro Peach. Alex's was pro Amy. So that's 2 out of 3 goes to Amy. Amy is your winner.
Wow, came down to the tiebreaker. That was a close match. We had a riveting match of croquet here. It's been a lot of great sports here at the Button Map Off. I think that this is really a program that the viewers can stand behind. You really get high intensity action with your most unexpected characters and some unexpected fields.
I guess you could say after this croquet match, with how close it was, it's really sown some animosity in the community.
Yeah, I think it's really, you can start to see people's uglier sides really dishing out. I think you really got to curtail it a little bit. But at least we can all go out for a good croquet afterwards. I love the bakery.
Thank you. Let's check out our next event. We have Yoshi versus Tails, and what else? A long jump championship competition.
Wow, long jumps for the showdown. I've heard Yoshi has an island.
He does have his own island, but I will warn you, while Yoshi has that cool leg thing that makes him jump a lot farther than most, Tails can actually fly like a helicopter.
That's true. I wonder what the judges will have to say about that in the long jump contest. Let me give you a little bit of background knowledge about Yoshi. Yoshi is arch nemesis to Lakito, not Lakito, to the film guy, to Magic Koopa Kamek. He has a name. He's dinosaur-like. Another anthropomorphic. No, I don't think he's anthropomorphic because he just goes.
Yeah.
Protagonist of his own species. Among the members of the Yoshi species from Yoshi's Island, Yoshi may be identified as the Yoshi character, and as such, not all iterations of the characters are necessarily the same. So we have the OG original Yoshi here playing with us today in the long jump event. He got his name from Yoshi's Island because he was first discovered there, and he often acts as a rideable character for the hero. So while people are often hitching a ride on Yoshi today, Yoshi is riding the train of victory to the long jump contest. And we're really excited to see how far he can jump. Plus, he lays eggs.
He lays a lot of eggs, but let's not get ahead of ourselves because his opponent today is Tails, who actually, his real name is Miles Prower.
Wow, I wonder how he got into the competition with his pseudonym.
Well, he also appears in his own spin-off series, comic books, cartoons, and films. He's the second character to consistently appear by Sonic's side in the series. His first appearance was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And he's been Sonic's best friend ever since. He's a very popular Player 2 character.
True.
And he's known for his ability to spin his tails so fast that he can fly like a helicopter, which I think will be the key to winning him this long jump competition.
Well, Tails is also known to spin more than just his tails. I think he spins the truth a little bit. A question I've always had, especially with the Miles Prower thing, is Tails a boy? It's just unconfirmed to me at this point.
True. His gender reveal has not come out yet. We do not know for sure. We can only guess, which we should do constantly.
Always. Question everything, including Tails' gender. Long jump is an event that we have seen in a lot of track and field events. And, I think it's just a real pastime and American sport. But, the Sega and Nintendo are Japanese. So, I don't really know how that affects the quality of the jump or the length or the material. Are they jumping into the ocean? Are they jumping, from cloud to cloud, or maybe from, I don't want to say anything insensitive, so I'm going to close my mouth there.
That's a great question. Usually in competitive long jump, Olympic style, you're jumping through dirt. Now, this is the Sonic and Mario Olympics, so
True.
Maybe they've got something special. Like you said, clouds. Maybe they got Green Hill Zone, try to jump over all of it. I don't know. We're going to find out, and it looks like they're starting now.
Yeah, this first long jump layout, I don't know how you'd call it, like the sand pit. Looks like, they're really unveiling it, and I'm seeing spikes. They're going with the Sonic theme here.
Woo!
I guess you have to clear the spikes in the long jump, so I'm very excited to see what Yoshi and Tails can pull.
Now, Teddy, I'm a little bit nervous with the Spike Edition. Do they have lives? What if they fail at this? Do they have extra chances, or do they just die a horrible mutilating death.
So they have one life. It's a one life challenge, but they also have shoes. So I'm not terribly worried. I think that the shoe material is pretty strong, especially knowing that Tails is an inventor. It's a little known fact about the character that he works in a laboratory.
Excellent. Well, hopefully he can invent an excellent victory dance when he's celebrating at the end of this competition.
Absolutely. Oh, we got Yoshi going for the first jump. I see him charging up. He's going hum. And, I think having the weight off of his shoulders of a character riding his back will give him a little bit of extra jumping distance. He is lining up for the jump. Wow. Let's go, Yoshi. He goes for the first jump. Oh, it's a double jump.
Ooh.
He did not even need the flutter. He has cleared the spike pit.
Look at him go. You know, two things about Yoshi that I'm noticing. Like you said, he's not encumbered by an obese plumber. So I think all the years of him having to carry Mario around has made his quads unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
What do you think the science is behind that strange noise he makes when he jumps?
I think it's dietary. I think whatever he's eating is causing, this gastrointestinal reaction, and it's become a staple. So Yoshi's leg workout is terrific. As far as diet goes, I'm just not sure he's ready to write the cookbook.
Well, I think you're onto something because I was talking to Yoshi in the locker room earlier today, and
Yeah.
while I didn't really get any words in, it was mostly nonsense. It smelled terrible.
Which locker room does Yoshi use?
Oh, the Mario one. It's 3 doors down to the left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it smelled very, very bad.
Maybe the eggs were rotten.
Might have been something else too.
Hmm.
We're watching Tails go for his long jump, and just like I suspected, he's spinning with his tails. He's got two tails, which is kind of weird. But he's making it a helicopter, and he's literally soaring across the spikes.
Wow.
And he's waving at us while he does it too.
Wow, look at the hubris, the ultimate pride. He went into this one knowing he could do it, and no big surprises there. Spencer, do you want to roll out the next long jump pit?
Yeah, I'm bringing it out. It's actually a series of Mario tubes, and you have to make it from tube to tube and get shot out through each one.
That requires
I don't know how
a whole level of dexterity. I just, we're gonna have to have some precision here.
Absolutely, they're adding more complicated precision to it. These guys need to know what they're doing. I also don't know how either of them will fit into these tubes. They don't seem like a thing that a human or dinosaur or whatever Tails is could fit in between.
Well, we do know
Might be
Tails
some
is a
magic.
boy, so as far as identifying
Dewey,
features,
I wanted to ask you about that because when he's out there, we can do some close-ups. We get a full Monty view of everything he's got going on. Can we confirm boy or girl?
well, you know better than me as the furry community representative how to identify gender on a furry creature.
Now, unfortunately, since you did ask, I can tell you I don't see any genitalia
Yeah,
to confirm one way or the other.
yeah. Is that common to foxes?
It's common to most anthropomorphic creatures that I've seen in video games.
Okay. How about scientists? He might have removed his own genitals.
That is true. Let's not outrule that.
Yeah. Maybe it'll help him in the competition.
It'll make him more aerodynamic for sure.
Or should I not assume gender? It will help them in the competition.
It will help them do better.
Yeah.
All right, they're shooting themselves through the tubes. They're soaring. They're getting far. I feel like Yoshi's having a little bit more trouble with this right now. Wait a minute. He just laid an egg, and the egg exploded, and it gave him a jet propulsion.
Wow.
And it shoved him forward. That was a pro move.
That's an advanced maneuver there. It's something only Yoshi could pull off. I don't think Tails is at the egg laying stage yet.
Nope. And I'm pretty sure he's a mammal, so I don't even think that would be possible.
That's true.
Wow, this is down to the wire. I can't even pick.
Whoa, oh, Tails. Tails has stuck one tail in one tube and another out of another tube to see which one will get him further. It looks like he's going for the left. I don't know how that will hold him over in this event. It does look a lot like a lot of it's based on prediction, but I think that it's a smart move nonetheless. You can't undo
Absolutely.
what you already did in this forward
Can't undo it.
moving procedure.
Well, let's see what the people think on this one. We've got some comments. Turbozone says, I got to give it to my boy Yoshi today. Tails can fly, and that seems a little cheap. Yoshi can flutter jump. That's pure leg muscle propelling him forward and further into the air. Yoshi clearly wins.
That's very true. I think that you called attention to the calves. Yoshi's been working out. He's been flexing on the legs. And I think all that work has paid off. Yoshi is truly dominating naturally.
We also got one from you, Teddy. It says Yoshi eating too much Taco Bell. You did talk about his diet, and clearly it's coming into play here.
True. So even though it is too much Taco Bell, maybe it's enough Taco Bell.
It's always a fine line with Taco Bell, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all a matter of perspective. I think that we have a range of perspectives here in the community on Taco Bell. Some view it as cheating, and others view it as improving your game. And in this case, I think that the line is gray, but you can make your distinction as needed.
Excellent. Well, are you ready to see the results?
Yeah.
They've both landed. They're shaking hands, which I appreciate. That is some sportsmanship we haven't seen yet in today's competition.
Yoshi's hand his tongue?
Yes, Tails is currently shaking his tongue in a very confusing display.
Oh. Sportsman-like, though, I guess.
It's something. Hey, it's the first one we've seen so far.
I'm gonna cast give it to Yoshi. I think Yoshi really pulled a couple natural jumps out there, and I think that the judges will appreciate it.
I think the advantage goes to Tails. His spinning should carry him further than most people in this competition. Let's take a look at who is our big winner. Wow. A resounding victory for Yoshi.
It's all that Taco Bell. Not a sponsorship, but, to be commended regardless. If you want to make some long jumps, eat up on your tacos, kids.
Yoshi clearly with the gold medal here. Big ups to him. I think he's really earned it. And Mario's petting him and just got on his back, much to his chagrin. He did so well without it.
That might be a fairer matchup, is Yoshi and Mario versus Tails. Don't know. But speaking of a fair bout, we got a fair sport coming up. It's horseback riding with everyone's favorites, Goombella and Cream the Rab.
The Rab. Clearly a character restriction on that name down there. It's supposed to be Cream the Rabbit, but I guess it's going by Rab today.
Listen, we all know who she is. She's famous. She's from the Sonic series. Much beloved here in our community. But so is Goombella. I think Goombella is a crowd favorite. I saw the signs in the crowd. People were holding it up. Goombella, you're so beautiful. You put the word Bella in Goombella.
I looked up Goombella trying to because I'm not so familiar with Goombella's work, and I found some posts about her. People have made their own drawings of Goombella, and some of them are a little bit more provocative than I think I was ready for.
That's very interesting. I don't really go on Dude 49, so I think you know better than me.
Absolutely.
But it's not all goom and doom on the internet. Not when Cream the Rabbit also has some representation in the the dude space. So Cream the Rabbit, I'm going to tell you some information on them. Cream is a small, cream-furred, anthropomorphic rabbit. Anthropomorphic, you love those critters, I know.
Sign me up.
With the cinnamon brown eyes. Who wrote this? They call special attention to their looks. Here, I'm just trying to focus on their inside. It's inside that counts, and also their athleticism. She's a friend of Chow. especially to her dear Chow friend Cheese. Do you know Chow Cheese?
I'm not familiar with Chow cheese.
Chow Cheese. Well, I love putting it on my breakfast sandwiches. She takes Chow Cheese with her everywhere. Originally living, well, not this event because it's one man event. Originally living an idyllic life with her family, Cream had a chance encounter with Sonic and friends when the evil Dr. Eggman entered her world. Wow, that's a once in a lifetime chance or opportunity. She's able to achieve flight by flapping her large ears. You know, I wish I could do that, flap my ears and fly. Would you do that given the opportunity?
Absolutely.
She's very polite, well-mannered, and pure, though she can be childish and naive, full of curiosity and tries her best in everything she does. I'm sure she's going to be very curious about these horses, and hopefully that will play to her advantage in the field.
Curious as a rabbit.
Right.
Speaking of curious as a rabbit, Goombella comes from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Oh, we know Terry's going to be a fan.
She's a second-year co-ed student studying archaeology at the University of Goom.
I wonder how archaeology will help her in today's competition.
Yes, that's a good question. She wears a helmet with a light and a matching shirt with a red scarf, and also has a large blonde ponytail.
You know, the question I have is how is Goombella going to manage this one without hands? I think she'll have to use a pelvic maneuver in order to really dominate the horseback.
100%. I mean, I got to assume that her feet, not even legs, because she doesn't really have those either,
Right.
but her feet must be so muscular and dexterous that she can probably claw her way onto a horse. No problem.
That's true. You know, I think back in college she was called the Horse Whisperer. And so I'm very curious to see what she's going to say to those horses. We may not get the perfect audio representation, but at least we can kind of glance and glean and make our own determinations. Who did you
Well,
talk
and her
to
other,
in the
her,
locker
well,
room?
her other, I talked to Goombella for sure, and she told me that she was much lighter than Cream the Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
And I told her, but Cream the Rabbit is better looking because she's more of a furry.
That's true.
And Goombella had no comment to that.
Yeah. Goombella's
So-
like a furry without the fur. If you strip the
it's-
fur off the furry, you'd have Goombella. I almost get like sort of a resemblance between the two, like they were, you know, long lost siblings. But you know, it's just tough to say in this day and age.
Yeah, I don't think I see that, Teddy, but I'll have to take your word for it on that one.
All right.
Cream the Rabbit has a benefit because she does, in fact, have legs and arms and hands and not just feet.
Logically, you'd think that Cream would win.
All logic dictates that, yes.
You'd think she'd cream the competition. So I'm very curious to see. Oh, they have started. They have fired the gun. The horses are off. Goombella and Cream are side by side. You can really see Cream going, yeah, yeah, holding the horse in check. Goombella, meanwhile, is using the horse whisperer strategy and whispering into the left ear of the horse while maintaining just impeccable balance. I don't know how Goombella is staying on top of this creature, but it's working, whatever it is. So very, very impressive performance. Neck and neck, Goombella's on the inside of the court. Would you call it a court? I call it a court.
I think we call it a track.
All right, the court track. Well, Goombella has really shown that scientifically they understand how to navigate the court track.
The shots have been fired in the commentary. Terry309 says, only reason why Alex doesn't pick Goombella, I thought this was a unanimous, or what's the word? Anonymous. I was saying unanimous. Anonymous.
This might be unanimous.
But it's not. Yeah.
Not anymore.
It's not totally anonymous, but he doesn't pick Goombella is because he hasn't played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Oh.
Now, Terry going off on a bit of a tangent here. Now, I have been playing Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord recently. And in that game, I'm pretty sure I have killed many people swinging a two-handed sword on my horse. Wait, two hands? How is that possible? That's right. None of my hands were on the reins. I
Wow.
have officially proven as a result of this that not having hands on the reins is actually more effective.
That's fascinating, Terry. I love the steel manning of the lack of hands. You know, the
Yeah.
Cloud Koopa was lacking twos. Well, this one's lacking hands, and I think it's very interesting to get this perspective.
Therefore, Goombella wins. Cream the rabbit gets creamed, chopped up, roasted, and served in a pie where she gets eaten by Bowser. End of discussion.
I think that's a British thing, but regardless, I really see the the analysis.
Yeah. They're going at it, Alex and Terry in the comments there. Be careful, guys. Let's be civil.
Yeah,
Alex says Goombella has no hands. Bad choice. Can't really argue with that.
yeah, but I think that misses the entire insight into Goombella's psychological abilities. Like the ability to communicate with animals. I heard that she's a big furry friend. And the horses are quite furry.
Furries unite. Um, TurboZone says, I don't know why we are even doing this. Our community hates Sonic characters. I haven't seen it. BioPhoenix says, if you guys put SBO and Vector, I'd vote them over any Mario character except maybe Waluigi, but that's a big maybe.
I don't know how to
Who
read that. Is that like anti-cream messaging? You're not a
who's
fan of the cream?
who's SBO and is Vector a Sega, like an old Sega character?
Vesper is a crocodile, and Esther is a mind reader.
Take your word for it on that. Malta says Goombella is cooler. Unfortunately, Malta, this is not a cool competition. It is a horseback riding competition. So it doesn't really answer the question of who would win, but I appreciate your opinion on this.
And I will say that it is pretty cool if you can ride a horse with no hands.
That is true. That is very true. I guess we're going to find out just how cool Goombella really is by
That's
who won
true.
this horse race.
That's true. Against all odds, I think that Goombella has, really shown some, something outside of the box, something you don't see every day. And so, while the race is too close to call, I think I'm going to vote for Goombella.
I'm going to constantly vote against my better judgment. I've been wrong twice, but I'm going to vote for Cream the Rab. It's the only one that makes sense. They were neck and neck, but I just can't say that Goombella won.
Mm.
But I guess we're about to find out. I'm casting my vote, and we're going to see the judges. What's the answer? Goombella pulls a fast one on all of us with the big win today.
Mm.
I don't know how it's even possible.
This
but
is the upset of the century. Maybe a little bit of favoritism going on. I think this was a popular one. 19 votes. Yeah, way to go, Goombella. Proud of you.
Excellent. Well, good job, Goombella. You held on tight to the victory on this one.
Speaking of holding on, hold your horses because we're up to the last contest. This is the final round of the Ultimate Sports Mode Showdown. We've had quite a bout between Sonic and Mario characters. We'll do a post-game analysis to see who really won between the two. But for now, we're up to the final event. What is it, Spencer?
It's a good old-fashioned hot dog eating contest. We've got Monty Mole versus Chris Thorndick.
Thorndick? Man, I got to say that whoever set up the names for this panel, they might need to put in a little bit more effort because their jobs are on the line.
Yes. We'll find them and punish them severely. Now, Monty Mole is famous for being in Super Mario World. Is that correct? If I remember correctly.
I don't have the bio up. I got Chris Thorndike's though.
Okay, I got Monty up, so I'll discuss him. He was originally in Super Mario World, and he's been a popular character ever since. He's a mole who darts out of holes in the ground to either quickly pursue Mario or another character, or to throw rocks at him.
It's very interesting. How do you think that's going to play into his performance today?
Well, I think he might be able to. I think he might be able to deceive the judges. So what if he pops out of the hole, takes some of the wieners, pulls them in, doesn't actually eat them, but makes it look like he did?
Wow, yeah, expert strategy. But he might get penalized for, you know, pulling the
He's
wieners.
gonna he's gonna have to be careful not to pull a fast one on the judges. These guys do not let things slide.
That's true, and he's also got a full Monty, so everything's exposed. Chris is a classic character from the Sonic franchise. Kind and caring boy. A lot of kind and caring characters in that Sonic universe. You wouldn't think so with how much people hate it, but I guess maybe people don't like kind. Um, the main human protagonist in Sonic X, the anime series. Um, he lives in Station Square on Earth. At the start of the series, he finds Sonic at the bottom of a swimming pool and saves him from drowning. That's right. If you want to know why the Sonic series and franchise has continued to this day, it's because Chris saved Sonic. He saved him from
Wow.
drowning. When he was at his all-time lows, Chris was there. True friend. Um, Very much like Tails, he looks up to Sonic like an older brother figure and is always willing to do whatever he can to help his new friend. Wow. We got a true bona fide blue friend and fan. It's Chris
Do you
Thorndick.
do, yeah, do you think having a name like Thorndick has shaped his future, like how he was treated, bullied as a kid?
Well, you know, I mean, I'm sure back in the college days, they weren't really too fond of him. You know, call him, "Hey, Thorndick, what's up, bro?" You know, like I don't know, maybe that could have had a negative traumatic response on him. But he is here in the hot dog eating contest, trying to prove his mettle, trying to prove his worth, and so I'm very curious to see how that plays out in the competition. Is the overeating a trauma response? We just don't know. Is it a call for attention? I mean, time will tell. But maybe if he's really still proving himself, you know, he'll be all right.
You know, I talked to Chris backstage in the locker room, and we were talking about strategy, about how you choke him down. And he said they don't call me Thorndick for nothing.
Hmm. Why do they
Take with
call him
that.
Thorndick?
Yeah. I tried to get with that. I didn't understand what he was saying. I feel like he just has a lot of angst.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but I think
uh,
he's a gentleman. I think he's gonna be sincere in the competition. I don't think he's gonna try and hide any weeders. You know.
well, he's got demons though.
True.
He's
Yeah.
got demons.
But he's also got wiener
Best
in the name.
Yeah. He was born for this, although I'm not sure if that's what he wants to hear.
Yeah. Listen, any
Uh,
motivation out there on the battlefield will be worth noticing.
I see him warming up. Now, it's funny because, usually when you see these competitions, you're expecting like obese people
Mm-hmm.
who have like large stomachs that can handle a lot. And yet we're seeing two, like a mole who's not that big, and then a Mr. Thorndick who is, a small boy. You would not expect him to do well in a hot dog eating contest, but here he is.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
say that, yeah, you can develop like a second stomach almost as a child.
Yeah, I think there's like an unseen part of the stomach that he's using and applying it to, and then he just takes a fast shit after the competition. So I think that will help him to process this a little better. Listen, we're all good laughs and jokes here on the button map off, but when it comes down to eating hot dogs, this is serious business. And they both have shown that they're really scarfing them down. I don't know where Monty's putting them. Is he using the holes? He's got all kind of holes he's using.
He's
Chris
working fast.
Chris is working through his demons, and
You can see the fire in his eyes as he's stuffing those wieners into his mouth. He's got like a Thorndick passion.
Thorndick passion
And
and Thorndick goggles. They're basically concealing the flames so that they don't burn you while you watch.
Yeah. Each of those hot dogs is another insult that was slung at him for his last name that he's swallowing down and choking and tackling and destroying. So
Every hot dog has a meaning in this face off.
100%. Let's hear what some of the people have to say. BioPhoenix says some of these matches are the weirdest things. LOL. Next thing you know, it's going to be a battle between Kibi Dango from the Mario anime movie from the 80s versus Shade the Echidna from Sonic Dark Brotherhood. I talked to Shade in the locker room just the other day, and he said it's a shade that he's not in any of these events.
He's throwing a lot of shade at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the other one?
Kibi Dango?
Is that a Mario character? An Australian Mario character? Oh, it's Kibi Dango.
According to BioPhoenix, that's a Mario character.
Okay.
So, Terry309 says, pretty sure Monty Mole would eat Chris Thorndick before he could even begin eating hot dogs.
Wow.
That is, if he doesn't accidentally step on him first.
Monty Mole. Wow. We're going with giant Monty Mole here.
Now that I remember Monty Mole, though, he is pretty big. He is a pretty big dude. And I am surprised this hasn't resulted in violence down at the hot dog stand. But they've been perfectly civil.
You know, I think from the Mario Galaxy franchise, there was a big Monty. Back in college, they called him Big Monty because of his big wiener fetish.
Wow. I thought it was going to be for something else, but...
Yeah, it's the Big Monty. He loves putting down those wieners. You know? College. Back in those...
Are you saying that him entering hot dog eating contest is actually his fetish?
Yeah, you know, he gets off on it.
Yeah.
So, I
So
mean,
he may be going...
after the contest, like, oh, I got to get to the bathroom.
Yeah, he's got to do some other things after all this.
Wash his hands.
Chris Thorndick, of course, the purest of intentions, tearing through these hot dogs. I'm surprised he's able to keep up, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, it's kind and caring, and then inside, it's like hot dog eating machine. Like, you know, don't underestimate me, because I will prove you're Monty, you know, incompetent.
TurboZone says, you know, non-Sonic fans made these because all the Sonic characters have been insanely weak. I think it goes without saying that all Sonic characters are innately insanely weak.
Except for Big.
Except for Big. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Wow, they've put it away. Now, all of their plates have been cleared. So it's up to the judges to determine who actually finished first, who is actually completely done.
You know, I think in this case, Monty has the face of a champion. I'm just going to have to go Monty. Plus, he really gnawed down on the wieners.
I'm going Monty as well. I think he ate the mole thing. So I'm going to cast my vote, and we'll see if the judges agree. Monty Mole or Chris Thorndick? Wow. The judges are unanimous. Monty the Mole is victorious in the hot dog eating contest.
That's impressive. I mean, even Alex had to give it to the Mario character here.
Yeah.
All right, can we get a rundown of the final tally and see who really proved their mettle today?
The final tally today, we had Bowser versus Dr. Robotnik in a steel cage. Bowser came up on top. That's one for Mario.
Bowser on top. That's not something I haven't heard before.
All right. Round 2 was the curling championship, Kamek versus Styx. Kamek came out on top.
Yeah, next time, you know, they're hearing Kamek on top. That's not something I haven't heard before.
Round 3 was the fishing championship. It's Lakitu and Big the Cat, with Big coming out victorious.
Yeah, big on top is not something I usually hear about, but you know, I guess I'll make an exception.
Round 4 was the Croquet Championship. Princess Peach versus Amy, and Amy hammered in a victory.
You know, Amy hammering things in. I mean, she got the hammer in hand. I'm not surprised.
Round 5, we had a long jump championship, Yoshi and Tails. And Yoshi far and away cleared this one out.
Yeah, Yoshi just took Tails, turned him into an egg, and then pooped him out. And he did it metaphorically and literally.
Round 6, it was a horseback racing championship, Goombella and Cream the Rabbit, with Goombella getting the victory.
Yeah, it was a big upset, but I think that Goombella has really shown a lot of prowess here and, emerged on top. Goombella, I don't think Goombella has a choice. Goombella has to be on top.
And then the final round, as we just watched, was a hot dog eating contest between Monty Mole and Chris Thorndick. Monty Mole with the clean sweep.
Yeah, Chris Curley couldn't hold down his wieners. I think Monty really showed, that he is the big Monty after all. And he belongs on top.
Well, that's 5-2. The Mario games have won.
Yeah, I think that to some extent is to be expected, but at the same time, the Sonic characters are no slouches. They put up a fight. I think that the Sonic team could do better at, nominating some of their best, but the matches were still good. I was really impressed by the turnout, a lot of good votes and a lot of good insights, thanks to everybody who communicated to us during the map off. And, I'm looking forward to more map-offs in the future for Sports Month, which is now.
Absolutely. Yep. Make sure you join us next week when we're going to watch the Sports Month showdown between Crash Bandicoot and Gex. Gex obviously featured in every single competition. We'll see how that turns out.
I don't know. That'll be you and Alex. Have fun. But I'll be on vacation that week. But anyways, thanks everybody for joining the first ever annual Button Map Off. Let us know if you enjoyed and if you'd like to see more, and if so, how. And who would you like to see on top?
And why is it Amy?
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them Button Mappers.